Right, let's turn our attention to Liverpool for the final few minutes of the show. Not great for them right now, down to sixth in the Premier League table. 5 Premier League games without a win. And of course, they lost in the dying embers of the game at Bournemouth. We can hear from the Liverpool boss now, Arne, after that game. He put that result down to fatigue.
We play a very intense Bournemouth team after 2 days ago playing a away game in Europe. The only team that played Champions League that has 2 days rest. All the others had more. But again, my players showed mentality, came back to 2-2, but I think it's fair to say in the last 10 minutes you could see a few of them were tired.
Yeah, and I get that. And by the way, I just would say that we saw some great goals at the weekend. Adley's goal in the 95th minute for Bournemouth was a really cute finish from an almost impossible angle. And, you know, Bournemouth have sold so many of their players. Lost so many players. It was a fabulous result for them. But as far as Liverpool are concerned, well, they played in Marseille on the Wednesday night in the south of France.
Difficult. I mean, so difficult. I mean, a long flight back from France to Liverpool, Jeff, must have been so draining for the players on that private jet with the private chef on there cooking for them. I mean, poor Liverpool players. And the wind, the horrible wind, Jeff, that Van Dijk complained about for the first Bournemouth goal. I mean, like I said earlier, Jeff, Bournemouth, should they get a roof over their stadium when it's windy? Just to help Van Dijk out.
But, they spent so much money during the course of the summer, Liverpool, coming off the back of a title. And I, like many people, I think, thought, strengthen from a position of strength. But increasingly, it looks to me like that money hasn't been particularly well spent.
442 million.
Oh, wow, was it?
Spent in the summer, that's the total. Isak didn't start off well, did he? Unfortunately, to get an injury. Ekitike, I think, has worked. Wirtz is getting better and better. Kerkez and Frimpong have improved. But then Kerkez on the weekend against his old club wasn't at it. But they've spent that money, Jeff, but they haven't replaced Diaz.
Yeah.
I thought Luis Diaz was a fantastic player for Liverpool. 14 goals, 9 assists already this season for Bayern in all comps. They're missing that pace and power off the wings. Gakpo, okay player to be rotated. Salah, million miles off the Mo Salah that we all know. Watching him again on the weekend, it was the same Salah before the AFCON. Couldn't get past the player. Slow, lost the yard of pace. Yeah, they've got problems, Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the recruitment. I mean, obviously, they tragically lost Diogo Jota. But as you say, they've lost Trent Alexander-Arnold, for instance, even Nunez, even Harvey Elliott, and the energy he could bring into the middle of the park. And I just wonder how much of an upgrade those players are. Tony has said, Arne Slot is waiting for the tap on the shoulder. Tick, tock. Do you think that's possible?
I do think it will happen. I don't think it will happen yet, Jeff. I'll just look at the lack of a helping hand they've given him so far this month. I know the transfer window isn't over, but look at the Gahey transfer. He done a medical, nearly went through in the summer.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace pulled the plug the last seconds. You'd think he'd be guaranteed for January, but they didn't do everything they could to make that deal happen. Semenyo as well, losing out on him. That was a player they were interested in that would be perfect for them with their lack of wingers. I do think that Alonso will be the Liverpool manager by the time next season starts.
But you think, by the sounds of that he's being let down by the people in charge of recruitment at Liverpool.
Can you blame them when you spent 442 million? They're probably thinking, we've given you investment and look at what you're giving us. Arsenal on 50 points, Liverpool on 36. You know, was it a mistake to give 2-year deals to Salah and Van Dijk as well, Jeff? But I just look at Liverpool that were fun to watch under Klopp. You know, Trent Arnold would pick up the ball and then in behind for Mane and Salah. You know, Firmino coming short. They had the legs in midfield as well. I look at Liverpool now and I don't see an identity. I don't see what they're trying to do. They haven't got the pace on the wings they used to have. Obviously, Ekitike, he's starting to have that down the middle. McAllister's been poor, not scoring goals from midfield. Gravenberg's not been at his best. The only plus for Liverpool all season has been Szoboszlai, 8 goals.
So if they do, in the next week that we've got of the transfer window, if they do plunge into that market, where is the priority for you?
Centre half. I mean, Konate has not been at his best this season. Neither has Van Dijk. Gomez can do a job as a squad player.
picked up an injury again.
Exactly, losing out on Gahey. But who out there is there for them to go and get, Jeff? What, centre half?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it obviously January is notoriously a difficult window, but you do feel that as champions they have to go out and do something. Now, I mean, they have, it seems, backed out of the deal to sell Andy Robertson to Spurs.
So odd.
Would have been incredible.
So odd, Jeff, to even think about it. 5 million. They're saying that Spurs will pay. Why are you not just keeping Robertson to the end of the season, no matter what? It's so important. Kirkers against Bournemouth got dragged at half time. You can't trust him at the moment to put in performances week in, week out. Tsimikas hasn't worked at Roma. You're bringing him back to be cover. Very odd. Something else has happened there.
Where do you think they're going to finish?
I think they'll finish top 5.
Okay.
I do. I feel that like Wirtz is getting better with every game. Ekatike I really like as well. They've got no choice, Jeff. They really got no choice.
Well, it would be a disaster for them if they finished outside of the Champions League.
Exactly.
Just one more text here. So I didn't hear Arne Slot complaining about the extra day of rest they had before the Marseille game. Yeah, swings and roundabouts. Thank you very much.
I think what stands to me the weekend, Jeff, stands out was it was too windy. That's a wild statement from Van Dijk.
Yeah.
You're better than that.
And as you know, it's never windy in Bournemouth.
Never, ever.
The Bournemouth Riviera. Absolutely not. And I think we should just stress what a great win it was for Andoni Areola's side.
Yes, fantastic job.
Brilliant for them. He still continues to do a great job.